Hey everybody, Kyle here with Spicer Designs. Oh! Welcome back to the channel.
I think I just hit another mongoose.
You can see I got the trailer all hooked up. You could probably take a pretty good guess by the thumbnail that I'm going to pick up a new piece of equipment today, slash toy. So we're gonna be heading over to H&R AGRI-POWER to pick this thing up. So let's get on the road and head over. All right, here we are. H&R AGRI-POWER. Let's get this thing loaded up and get it home. Well, here it is, the 2023 Polaris General XP 1000 Ultimate. Well, it cost me a kidney and a half a testicle. I just picked this thing up brand new over at H&R AGRI-POWER, located in Washington, Indiana. If you're anywhere nearby Indiana, surrounding states, wherever, I highly recommend making the drive out there, see what they've got, see what they can do for you. They were a great staff to work with. They have a huge inventory of tractors, Kubotas, Polaris, Kawasaki, all the good brands. They've got them lined up outside the building. They've got them lined up inside the building. They got a really nice, neat shop over there. I will leave a link for their website down in the description. Make sure you check that out, or don't. Either way, I really don't give a shit. All right, so what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be checking out all the badass features that we have on this General. This thing is an insane machine. I like saying machine a lot. As some of you may know, we did have a 2019 Polaris Ranger that I had bought brand new about 4 years ago, and we got a lot of use out of the machine. It was a really good side-by-side. I used it a lot on our property up in northern Indiana, but now that we've moved down to southern Indiana, our needs have kind of changed. The property is totally different, so we decided to make the upgrade to something a little bit more sporty, but also still has the ability to do some utility work. Starting off with the front of the General, I did opt to get the glass Polaris Lock and Ride windshield. That was about 850 bucks or so. They're a little pricey, but they are well worth it. I highly recommend these over the polycarbonate. Now, most of this is gonna cover the Premier version of the General and the Ultimate version. Like I said, this is the Ultimate. They are very similar. As far as the other models, I'm not quite sure on them as far as some of the things that we're gonna go over. But I can say that on the Ultimates and the Premiums, they do come with the poly roof already on them. They also both come with the factory winch on it with the synthetic rope. It's a really nice winch. And the controls for it are already integrated into the dash. They also come with the high clearance lower control arms. That's actually a really nice feature. Most of the time you have to get those aftermarket and they can be pretty pricey. Now the headlights on this thing are really cool. It's got a really nice marker light on there. They're all LED. And then you've got LED high and low beam headlights. They're really nice, they're really bright at night, and it just kind of has a mean, aggressive look to it. Now on the Ultimate, with the ride command, which we'll go over here in a minute, They also have a front and a rear camera on them, which is kind of a cool feature, especially if you're backing up. You don't always have the best visibility, and if you have a snow plow on here, or maybe you're doing some rock climbing, that front camera could definitely come in handy. Now, in my opinion, one of the best selling points of this General is the suspension on it. The suspension's insane. It's got a Walker Evans racing suspension in the front and the rear. They're fully adjustable, tons of travel. You can go over anything with these things. You can basically rock climb with them, you can jump them, or you can just run them through the trails, set them nice and plush. It's a very smooth ride. Great setup. All right, now let's pop the hood on this bitch and see what's underneath it. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. We've got our cap here for the radiator. We've got our overflow tank for the coolant as well. Right here is our air intake for the engine. Kind of a nice setup all the way up there in the front, so it gets nice airflow, and they're nice and elevated too, so it's almost like a snorkel system. And then we've got a terminal here for all of your accessories, for anything else that you want to add on to it electrically, and some other shit here that no one really cares about. So that really is it for underneath the hood. All right, moving over to the side of the machine. First, we've got a really nice wheel tire combo here. Very aggressive tires, great quality, same with the wheels. And like I mentioned, this thing is good for utility as well as sport. It still has the dump bed on it. The dump bed is not quite as large as the Ranger, but it's plenty of space for what I need to do, hauling chainsaws, some yard tools, all that stupid shit. And once you have the bed raised, you have really nice access to the engine compartment where you can get to your oil fill, your air filter, all that other crap that no one takes care of. Down below here, there's a couple of holes, mounting holes, in case you want to get some rock guards. Doug over at One Eye Customs made a really cool set of custom rock guards for his Polaris General. I'll leave a link for that video in the description. Now, one of my biggest concerns with this General versus the Ranger was accessibility. The Ranger is really nice because it's kind of a big glorified golf cart, and it's really easy to get in and out of. So when you're doing yard work and doing chores, you could just like slide right into that thing and slide out very easy. So I was kind of concerned that with the door, it was going to be a little bit different with the General, but I will say it's really not bad. It's very, very comparable to getting in a pickup truck. Now, is it as easy as getting in and out of the Polaris Ranger? No, it's not, but it's not bad. All right, moving on to the back of the General, you can see we've got some tail lights, and if you look down the side of the General, you can see the front and the rear have some really nice bump outs here on the fender wells. Kind of gives a little extra protection from those tires flinging up dirt and debris and rocks and everything else. Now, one thing that I really like about the General and the Ranger, and most of the other UTVs are like this as well, but some of them are not. I like having just a normal tailgate with a normal handle. It's super easy to open and close. Some of the side-by-sides I've seen have like latching systems where you have to unlatch them, and I just think that's kind of stupid. But you can see here there's plenty of room in this cargo space, and the max load that you can have in the two-seater General is 600 pounds. And the max trailer weight that you can have on this thing is 2,000 pounds. So this thing's very capable of doing some serious work. So like I said, with the tow capacity, obviously it has a hitch on it. It's got your standard 2-inch receiver. Now the last thing we're gonna cover, we're gonna hop in this motherfucker. I'm gonna show you the interior. All right, you can see here we got some really nice bucket seats. I'm gonna tell you right now, they are super comfortable and they are very easy to remove. There's like a little latch back here you lift up on, and you could just pull that whole seat out. And there's an access panel right below here with the battery in it. And there's another access panel right behind the seat with the ECM back there. And over here, the same thing, you've got a couple of access panels. One has the fuel tank below it, and the other one is just an empty access panel. It's very similar to a vehicle in here. You've got your center console with quite a bit of storage space in it. You got a couple of cup holders for a nice brewski. Beer! I mean, a soda. You've got a full tilt steering on it, and you can see that the gauge cluster moves with it, so you can always kind of keep that sight line of view to your gauges. Over here on the left, we've got our lights and all of our differential positions. You've got your turf mode, which is a one-wheel peel, your posi, and your four-wheel drive. Got a really nice gauge cluster up here. You got your miles per hour and your tach. Then you got another display here with some other information on it. Comes with a rear view mirror, and being that this is the Ultimate, it has the ride command, which gives you the touch screen which is pretty nice to have. It's not necessary, but it is nice to have, and it helps hold the value of the side-by-side as well. We've got our winch control right here, and then you've got additional spaces if you want to add any other accessories. Down low, you can see we got our speakers. Over here on the driver's side, we got one as well. And then up top, we've got them above the head of the passenger and the driver. Let's go ahead and just turn the key on and just see what all this looks like. You can see the gauge cluster, and we got the Polaris ride command. There's all kinds of cool features you can do in here. You can pull up your gauge cluster, you could pull up your music, and there's a whole bunch of other features in here that you can do. It's very similar to your vehicle touchscreen. And of course, you got some other storage compartments. You've got a glove box here where I keep my toolkit and some of the user guides. And over on the floor here, you got some drain plugs that you can pull out. So when you wash it, it all kind of drains down there. And that is really it with the interior. Sorry, no Keystone Girl in this video today.
I'm here.
But I do have one planned with her and the General, which will be coming out a little bit after this one does. And just to be clear, I'm not sponsored by Polaris. There's no affiliates here. Nothing was given to me. And of course, we sold our Ranger, which definitely helped out to put toward it. Now, if there's anything else that I missed, maybe you wanted to know more about the ride command or some of the other features on this side-by-side, that's what f***ing Google's for. Now, this would be a great time to hit that subscribe button.
Do it.
And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. It really helps the channel, really helps the video. If you're new to the channel and you just stumbled across this video, just to be clear, there is a variety on this channel. It's not all about side-by-sides. I do a lot of different things here on the channel, but I try to keep things entertaining. So please subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.